Matt, one of the things that, you had mentioned, and, it's actually a big piece of, Becky and I in our journey too. We ended up joining OMF through Serve Asia. And, you know, whenever I remember first sharing about OMF and short-term missions and, you know, and most people are very familiar with short-term trips. Short-term trips, you go, you serve in a cross culture and for a couple weeks. Maybe you do a VBS, or maybe you teach some English, or you do a health clinic, or whatever it is. You come back, and maybe you go back the next year, kind of thing. And you kind of alluded to already, there was something unique, there was something different that really drew you into the Serve Asia program and the culture of Serve Asia. Yeah, maybe I just love to maybe just double click into there a little more and just hear a little more, if you wanted to add a little more color to just what made Serve Asia so unique and special, and maybe also too, what kind of like what gap did it really fill that maybe you were seeing, or maybe that you had experienced? Oh man, yeah, this is it. This is the missing piece, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, on that line of thought, the when I got back from the trip I led to Jamaica, was a bunch of high school students. I felt like, oh, shouldn't we be getting together? Or like, I'm really curious, how did this trip impact the
Hmm.
kids? And it just happened that a couple months later, I moved away from that area and kind of lost touch with everybody. So I really still to this day don't know how exactly that trip impacted them. So when I walked into OMF and this philosophy and culture of like, we really want to leverage the short-term mission trip experience for lifelong impact and lifelong ministry. So, like, number one, our goal is, you know, you mentioned it earlier, missions discipleship. So, first of all, we want to help you grow in your relationship with Jesus. That's overall the number one thing. It's not just about recruiting long-term missionaries. And a big part of that is, okay, now that whatever your experience was on the field, how do we coach you and mentor you, unpack those things, ask the really deep questions, what's God doing in your life? And then not just brushing it off like, okay, you went, you had your, your Christian pilgrimage experience and you're done. Like you can get on with the rest of your life, but really dig
Hmm.
into um, the other five of the six ways. Maybe you're
Yeah.
not going in the next month again. So how is it that God's calling you to be involved in the Great Commission? So that's those are the big things. The focus on discipleship after the trip, mentoring, training, the kingdom mindset. It's not just about recruiting for OMF, but seeing strategic long-term involvement in the kingdom of God.